welcome back to Spooky Shit once again. You've got myself, Peter, and James T of the Keegan. How are you, James?
I'm very well, man. It's the spooky evenings I love the most.
Spooky evenings you love the
My
most?
spooky evenings.
Very nice, very nice. I have to say, as the news was coming in over the last few weeks or so about horror-related shenanigans, my heart sank a little bit. Do you know why?
No.
Because you're going to make us talk about Scream again tonight, aren't you?
It's big news, man. Like, they're in the middle of casting, so, like, we're going to be talking about Scream like it's the big franchise.
Again.
Yeah.
Every time.
I love that you're the one who sent me the article as well that this was happening. Like, I could have glossed over that.
As if you literally sat at home in your little bedroom watching news, waiting just for Scream news, aren't you?
Yeah.
Now, hold the phone. Forget Scream news. SM, have you watched Invincible? Have I watched Invincible? The Invincible War was freaking amazing. One of the best episodes in a long. Well, it's all good. You don't watch Invincible yet, do you?
I watched the first couple of episodes like a year ago, and then I stopped. But I liked it. I don't know why I stopped. And now I've come back, and I'm just on the last episode of season 1. So I'm just kind of barrel through. How long from the end was that the finale?
No. This is. I don't think so. I hope not. This is halfway through the season. So we've had a big run from the comic books called The Invincible War, which I'm not spoiled.
It's a multiverse thing, isn't it? So I've seen
which is spot on. They missed big chunks of it out because they tried to condense it into one issue, but it ends with an incredible character introduction, which SM, if you've, sorry, my doorbell's going. If you've read the comic book, you'll know that the character that's introduced in the end of that episode is phenomenal. Guy called Conquest.
Is your doorbell when the Saints come marching in?
Maybe, I don't know. Oh no! When the Saints marching in. No. The dogs haven't gone mad actually, which means they might be dead. I don't know. Anyway, we've got C4 Darkman. He's just grabbing some snacks. We've had Terry Deadman just letting me know that he can't make it tonight, unfortunately. Darkman is saying all the other Kirkland characters cameoing was awesome. Yeah, it would have been lovely to see Spawn, wouldn't it? It would have been nice to have seen Spawn in there. I'm not sure why there's the doorbell again. Not sure why they didn't have Spawn in there. James, you have control. 1 second. I suspect there might be something happening downstairs. So you have control. No worries. Just check out the comments.
Okay, well, you just did. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm being left on my own. Ooh. How is everybody? Are we having a good night? Are we excited to talk about the news? I don't feel comfortable going on onto the next part without Pete. Spawn is a separate universe. Yeah, Invincible's good though. I really enjoyed it. I like the brutality of it. I like the kind of riff on one of my favorite characters is the kind of Hellboy like detective demon guy. I thought he was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. This better be important. I got Pete for like 90 minutes once a week, and he ditches me. There he is. What's crack?
Fucking liberty. My son's ordered a Domino's, but obviously it's too hard for him to open the door. Never mind.
Let them send it back, man.
Yeah, well,
teach him a lesson.
Some for me at the end.
Yeah, some crusts maybe.
Spawn separate universe, but he did appear in the comics in the Invincible War, I think, don't mean from memory. It was nice to see Brit in there as well. Very exciting. Shame I can't spy on Peter. You wouldn't want to see what's going on downstairs. Anyway, is that we're up to date, Mr. Keegan?
I believe so. Yeah, I don't like being on this on my own. It's very like, oh, what do I do? I just start panicking and I don't know what to do.
Dance, monkey, dance. Yeah. Entertain us.
That's it. It's easy when you have a video game in front of you or something. It's fine, but like I can't. So.
Right, shall we make a start?
Let's do it. So we're starting off. We're starting off with some. What? We're starting off with some sad news.
We are. Yeah. Do you want to talk to her about this?
Michelle Trachtenberg of Buffy fame, and she was also in the Black Christmas remake from 2006 that we watched on the channel.
Was she?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that was awful.
She gets the icicle through her face.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, one of my childhood crushes. I absolutely loved her, like Euro Trip. I thought she was like incredible in that. But like, I was like half in love with her. Has passed away at the age of 39, shockingly young. She's not really been in anything acting wise for a while, I don't think. But just such a tragedy, I think.
Yeah, and I don't want to speculate on the show and go into it. I've not looked into the cause of her death, but I did see something about her having a liver transplant, I think, earlier in the year or something. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it was natural causes or what. But obviously for me, I'm a massive Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, and she was... You didn't really watch Buffy, did you?
Just the first season or so, and then I've seen an episode here and there. Because my girlfriend watches it, so
really interesting character in the Buffyverse, Dawn, because basically, was it the 6th season or something? She just appears out of nowhere. She's in the credits, and it's technically kind of presented that she's been part of the show from the start, and she's Buffy's sister. But then as the series goes on, you find out that's not quite the case. But great character. So yeah, very sad, and particularly when we had, because she's a character that made it to the end of Buffy from memory. So with the Buffy reboot,
it's probably
I had
come
kind
back
of
for
hope
that,
we
maybe.
might see her, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. SM is saying technically she's not Buffy's sister. So I think they make it work. Yeah, you're right. But great actress. So very sad to see her pass. Okay, Mr. Keegan. Let's get it over and done with. Two Scream slides.
This is a nice surprise. Dewey's coming back. Darren Arquette's back for Scream 7. So I think this pretty much confirms that it's not going to be flashbacks or ghosts or anything like that. I think it's going to be an AI thing. My guess is the context of him in it is this will be like Ghostface scaring Gale. So it'll be like they'll use the Dewey AI voice or whatever for the scenes where it's talking on the phone with her.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Because I think the last show, when we were talking about some of the big announcements, it made sense in my head that they were bringing all of the killers, all of the ghost faces back in some shape or form, and that would be it. But then to have Dewey back as well, it's like, oh, all right.
They're the only outlier there, yeah. You know what? I think it presents an interesting opportunity. You can get Randy back.
Yeah,
and that's something people wanted. So
anybody you want back, can't
anyone you want back. So I mean, I'd love to announcement that Jamie Kennedy's coming back. I think that feels like a lock now because he's such a popular character. That'd be really fun.
Yeah. So you think it's still going to be AI linked?
100%. I just don't see there's too many characters now for it to be flashbacks or them actually being alive. And I think the ghost thing or hallucination thing's been done already. So I think.
But how are they going to do that in reality then? So if it's AI, that character can't be walking around and things like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's
there'll be videos, maybe
screens,
like live streams or something like that with an AI face on them or something like that. Like would be my guess.
Sounds very entertaining. I guess that's my worry. If it's Sydney looking at screens of people all the time, different characters, that doesn't feel very dynamic on screen.
Well, I think the purpose, like within the context of the movie, I feel like the movie's going to present it as if these characters are actually back and alive. And the reveal will, like, you know, or there will be a question of whether they are possibly alive. And like you speculate, I think you're probably right that one of them is.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, so it's just which one kind of thing. No, I get what you're saying. If like it's just people watching a screen for half the movie, it's not going to be very entertaining. But maybe the mask has some technology in it or something like that. You know, there's a way around it anyway.
Now, my memory, I know these films are. Don't get upset, James. Mm-hmm. These films get incredibly far-fetched at times. We've talked previously about the ability to be stabbed 15 times and still walk away if you're a main character and stuff. But Dewey, I am right and remembered.
Disemboweled.
No around.
Fully disemboweled.
He's dead.
yeah, he's absolutely dead. You know, like Roman was definitely dead because he got shot in the head. Stu is the one where you could argue he could survive that.
Effect, Hollywood studio, that you know what I mean? You can get around even Roman, I think. Stewie, you can get around. Dewey was literally dead. We saw him. No,
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, his guts started coming out and everything. So he's dead. He's fully dead. So yeah,
I quite like the idea, mind, of the ghost face mask now having like you say, almost the ghost face mask is the computer screen. So you have them running around with Dewey's face on, and then, you know, that would be quite interesting.
very excited. I'm excited to see how they do this though.
That's a good point.
Could be set in between.
Set, do we? Like the Saw film, the last.
No, it has to be set. It has to be set further because Sydney's daughter is grown up in it, so it has to be like
flashbacks to the other films or something.
I mean, like you'd be flashing. Like the problem with that is that, like Roman, for example, never met Sydney prior. She had no relationship with him prior to that. Every scene of them two together we've seen. So I don't know what flashback you. Yeah.
Anyway, we could speculate and speculate.
It's AI. It's 100%. It's a play on AI in films. I think that's nothing else makes sense to me really. Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey.
So Patrick Dempsey's talked a bit about why he's not in Scream 7. So he said there was scheduling conflicts. Like they tried to work it out and they couldn't get around his schedule. So this confirms that when in Scream 5, when Sydney refers to her husband Mark, that it was Patrick Dempsey. So they just kind of are lucky that they never specified that it was that particular character. Like there's never a photograph of him shown or anything like that. So they don't have to like recast. They can just say, well, it wasn't that Mark. It does feel a little cheap, because you've rewritten a canon thing, But yeah, I think it's unfortunate because I love Patrick Dempsey, so like I would like to have seen him.
He was. Am I right? Have I got the right actor? He was the killer in Thanksgiving, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be a good crossover. What if character from Thanksgiving?
That'd be great. I'd love that. Yeah.
I love a bit of Patrick. So yeah, that's a good one. I'm looking forward to that. This is interesting. Bit of Oscar news.
Yeah. So we had the Oscars last week. Big night for horror. So Mikey Madison. Apologies. I was thinking Micah Monroe. Mikey Madison won the Oscar for Best Actress for her portrayal of Nora in the movie Nora, which makes her the first Ghostface actor to win an Oscar for Best Actor or Actress. Yeah. So I thought that was noteworthy. Side note, I saw Nora yesterday, and she was incredible in it. Like really, really amazing. Really fun movie. Like very unexpected. Like I just think it's so well written. Just like a 10 out of 10 phenomenal movie, I think. So I'd recommend everybody check it out. Shame Demi didn't win, but like honestly, putting them side by side, I think Mikey deserved it. So I'm happy.
There was a funny article of mine saying that when you have them side by side and you say the Oscars, it's like literally the plot of The Substance.
I saw it was a thing of like the old Demi looking at the younger version of the TV, and she was like, I was like. It's funny. It's a good one. So there's that, and then The Substance, one of the rare cases of a horror movie that kind of was nominated for multiple things. Won Best Makeup and Hair Styling, I believe. No, it was makeup and hair. Yes,
I've still not seen this one. I've still not seen this. It's a body horror. I'm not good with body horrors normally.
Neither am I, but I think it has like a fun tone to it. Like I find like you see on the screen there now, like that's kind of like the big thing at the end. I usually find those movies really repulsive. I just don't enjoy them at all. But I think it's a fun, interesting. The characters are interesting, and it's a fun concept, So like I think it's enjoyable.
I mean the teeth and stuff, but not much keen on that. I will give it a watch.
Yeah, you should.
Bit of Dexter news. I'm bang back into me Dexter at the moment. Massive fan of the original series. I loved the last series of Dexter with the kind of the prequel, I guess. We've had quite a bit of Dexter casting news for Resurrection. Uma Thurman. I don't think we've talked about Uma Thurman being in it previously. Which
no, I didn't realize she was in it.
I didn't realize myself, which is really cool. But now we've got these two stunning actors, and this has got me even more excited. So, what do you think about this? I mean, Neil Patrick Harris is amazing.
Neil Patrick Harris is awesome. I love him. Love everything he's in, everything he does. So that's cool to see. Kristen Ritter, I love so much, and they gave a couple of details on her character. It's like Lady Vengeance, so it's I think like a Dexter copycat killer or something like that. Or it's someone inspired by Dexter. That sounds like an interesting dynamic of like it's almost like I could feel like a Daredevil Punisher kind of thing of like I'm doing what you're doing. Yeah, maybe they go a bit further or something like that, and it's like, well, is this person my?
I mean, we've had that in a couple of seasons, haven't we? We've had a couple of versions of that previously, but phenomenal cast. This cast just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. I think
it's mad that the level they're going to with it, like Doogie Howser crossover. Yeah. Shaping up to be a great show, though. I think like there's really strong talent in it.
Have you watched the last series yet? The prequel?
Nope, not yet. I will because I love Christian Slater. So I'll get around to it.
Yeah, Dewey went bad. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to this one. This will be very cool, I hope. Bit of prom queen old style posters. These are quite nice, James.
They look cool. I believe there was a new teaser as well.
Oh, I've not seen the teaser.
Just today or yesterday or something like that. But I haven't seen it either. I think I heard. Yes, Fuzzy, you did miss the Scream.
Well played, Fuzzy. Well played. Yes, mate. Yes, mate.
Yeah, we've glossed over.
But don't fear, Fuzzy.
When we finish the show, you can hit the rewind.
Yeah,
and go back
and I know
watch
you'll
it.
be disappointed you missed the Scream shit. We've got game and shit coming up soon as well, so you've got that to look forward to, mate. So don't worry.
It is funny that I upon reflection, I did put the Scream thing and the gaming thing as the headlines of the show. I didn't do that on purpose to piss you off, Peter, I promise. But it's funny upon reflection that's what happened there. So yeah, really cool posters. I really
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, they look like Goosebumps like covers. Yeah, that's really cool. I think that's a confirmation of the date. I don't think we had the date before as well, May 23rd.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. No, we've not talked Scooby-Doo yet, mate. So I don't think we've got.
Do we have
any
Scooby-Doo news this week?
No Scooby-Doo news this week.
Oh,
yeah. Not to worry. So yeah, these look very cool. Looking forward to this. Love the Fear Street stuff. So yeah, this is going to be exciting. Listen, ladies and gents, we've got 9 people watching. Thank you so much. Please do hit that like and subscribe button. The channel's doing really well. We're not far off 500 subs. So please do keep supporting us and tell your friends about it.
thank you.
Now, I've never seen this first
I was
film.
just about to ask you. You've never seen Jennifer's Body?
Nah,
It's pretty good.
Not that I can remember. I mean, I'm going to sound terrible here. I might have watched it back in the day because it had what you call it from Transformers in, didn't it?
Megan Fox.
Yeah.
As you can see on the screen.
Yeah.
Yes, Megan Fox.
I probably wouldn't have watched it in depth. I would have watched.
I mean, the marketing around the film was it's sexy Megan Fox. Go see it. And has a
Which one's Megan Fox in the screen?
On the left and right.
Is that both her? Is it?
Yeah.
That doesn't look like Megan Fox.
Left is right when she gets like possessed, and then right is like later on in the movie. So if you don't know, the movie's about kind of like this popular cheerleader girl who gets her nerdy best friend, and she gets possessed by a demon, and it's like kind of her kind of going on a bit of a killing spree and stuff. It's really, really great. Stabba Cody, I think, who did the movie. So yeah, I didn't know that there was I remember a while ago them talking about possibly doing a sequel, but I just thought none never came. But apparently, Amanda Seyfried said they're like nearly ready to go on it. The script is just being finalized.
Is this a good? So Jennifer's Body, is this a good film? Is this a film you enjoy?
I like it. I remember I really loved it at the time, and I believe critically it is quite liked.
Right. So you know, because we have talked about this before. You know, I haven't seen Jennifer's Body, right?
Okay.
Why have you not put Jennifer's Body on the list of films for to watch, and instead you're making us watch bloody Leprechaun 2?
Well, because now we can tie in our Jennifer's Body video to
but it just
this
feels
coming
like
out.
You're punishing us, James. It feels like you're trying to hurt us, making us watch that Leprechaun shite.
Yeah, you might just watch Dog Soldiers though. You know, and like they're about the same level of quality. I would say.
How dare you?
Yeah. No, we're watching Leprechaun because it's Paddy's Day, man. It's got to tie into something. We'll watch it. I'll put Jennifer's Body on the list. It's a good one.
It'd be a good one to watch. I'm keen to watch it because I have heard good things about it.
Very good. Yeah. So I'm excited for a sequel. I really remember how the first one ends. Vaguely, I won't say for spoilers, but like I'm not sure where a sequel would go. But yeah, I think that sounds fun. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, good stuff. C4 Darkman is saying I watched Teeth around the same time. Yeah, again, Teeth's not a film. I don't think I've seen the entirety of it, but I've certainly seen clips of it. Have you heard of that one, James?
Teeth, yes. About the woman who has a teeth in her foot. I have it on DVD. It's one of the few DVDs I kept.
Dirty.
Yeah, that scarred me a bit as a kid. I watched. I was really young.
I watched a horror. What I've talked about on here before about a guy in the Wild West, and there's this pregnant lady. I think I've told you about this one. This pregnant lady kind of befriends him, and then as they're kind of moving through the desert and stuff, she's getting less and less pregnant, and then by the end of a month or something, she has sex with him, and when they're having sex, he literally bends in half, snaps his spine, and goes up at bits, and then she's pregnant again, and she wanders off to find the next man.
Species?
No, it wasn't Species. No, it was very, very straps. Yeah, very odd. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Sorry, you've just knocked me off the tracks there now. Because I'm just thinking about that scene. Gave me a hell of a visual. Catherine Newton. Why is Catherine Newton here? Catherine Newton is... Oh, yes. Catherine Newton has joined Ready or Not 2. So this will be a reteam with the director of Radio Silence who did that vampire movie, Abigail. So she'll be reteaming from that. I'm going to take a swing and guess she's the new bride. She's the one getting married in this one. And maybe Samara Weaving steps in to kind of help her or something along those lines. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, I loved that first movie. Those watching, if you haven't seen Ready or Not, check it out. It's a great film. Great cast again in that.
Oh, so good. Just a really fun.
And I like it. She's reminders because of my old brain. What is she in Abigail again? Is she the main?
No, she's the hacker one. And then she gets possessed later. She gets turned into a vampire, like relatively early. She
dancing and stuff at one point.
Yes, I think. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, she's also Ant-Man's daughter as well, Cassie. Yeah. So she's a great actress. I love her, so I'm happy to see her in this, and I'm very excited for the movie. So
good stuff. Yep, I like her as well. This was interesting. Bit of Darth Vader horror movie type news.
So Osgood Perkins has talked about like dream projects he'd love to do, and he mentioned this, and I'm just like, fucking do this. He wants to do like a Darth Vader horror movie. Like a scary, intimidating kind of like series, like an anthology movie, like a series of short stories around Darth Vader and just how much of a monster he is. And I'm like, that would be amazing. I really love to see that. It's not going to happen. It's obviously not going to happen. But wouldn't that be really cool?
I mean, yeah, when they use Vader, I mean, I'll still go back to my favourite ever Vader scenes from Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah, same.
And when he's used well, he's a horrific character, really. But yeah, I can't see this ever happening. Disney's never going to let this happen, surely.
No, I mean, maybe if he don't, well, it depends on how scary he wants to go. I do think, like, I would love a Darth Vader project, like a Vader thing. Because, like, he's the highlight of anything he's in, you know? So, like, just give him something that he stars in. It'd be great.
Yeah, cool. Can't see it happening, but yeah, it would be good if it did.
Oh, it's not going to happen, but I wish. Yeah. Are you familiar with Impact Winter now, are you?
Fuzzy. You know, the news.
This horror director says he wants to do a thing. It's like, we speculate.
It would, Impact Winter. I've seen the comic book. I've never read the comic book. And I wasn't aware it was an audible
I wasn't aware it was a comic book. I just thought this was an audible.
So I don't know what came first. I know the comic book came out last year, I want to say. So I don't know if the comic book was based on...
Oh, the comic book's based on this then. Okay.
Right.
So you read the comic?
No, I didn't read it. I saw it and it looked interesting. But
okay. So it's a hard... I listened to this back when it was one of the first things that Audible like gave away to Audible listeners for free. Because like they started doing like Netflix... You know, there's stuff on it. So it's like a post-apocalyptic thing. If I remember right, it's like shapeshifters, and there's like a comet hit Earth, and it's kind of a new ice age, and there's shapeshifters and like demons and stuff like that. So Netflix has acquired the rights to produce a series now on it. It is going to be written by Travis Beecham, who did Pacific Rim and Clash of the Titans, and Francis Lawrence, who... directed some of the Hunger Games movies, is going to be the showrunner on it. So yeah, some big talent. 30 Days of Night meets The Last of Us is what they're touting it as. So that sounds really interesting. So I remember liking the podcast, the audio series. So I'm looking forward to this.
It was a comic I did look at, and I thought, well, I'm going to check that out. I thought it was about vampires, but I maybe didn't read into it in too much detail.
There might be vampires as well. Years ago, I don't remember really much from it, but it was really good, though.
Yeah, looks interesting. Looks cool. Yeah. Looks cool. I'll give that one a go. Clayface.
Yeah. It's confirmed now. We had I think it was last week. Was it last episode that we were talking about whether this was a DCU project? So it's been confirmed now. This is a DCU movie. And it's also they've confirmed it's a body horror film. So how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll just see what it's like when it comes out, I guess. I'm interested to see how it'll work, because if they're linking it to the Batman and the Penguin, I'll still go by what I said a while ago. Those movies are grounded, gritty. They're almost like the Nolan Dark Knight type movies. Do you know what I mean? They're meant to be almost believable.
I think they will. Happen. They will take I think we'll get Mr. Freeze or something in that universe. I think they will do.
Well, I see. I forget his name. Breaking Bad. Giancarlo
Esposito.
Yeah, he's been rumoured as Mr. Freeze. They've mentioned that. Might just be rumours.
I think he's just in too much now, though. I think, I feel like...
But yeah, you know what? I'll give this a go. I'm interested to see how it works. Clayface is a really interesting character. I am pleased in many ways that we're getting to see other characters, I guess. It's good that it's just not another Joker, So trying some of the other characters that Batman's got out there is interesting. I'm intrigued to see what they mean by body horror with it. So that's going to be interesting to watch.
What's Clayface's origin in the? I know he's an actor and stuff, but what turns him into Clayface?
I can't remember, James. So I'm not a big DC guy, but I think originally he was a special effects, a bit like Mysterious special effects kind of artist. Correct us in the chat, guys, if everybody knows this. And I think he was just good at disguise and things like that. And then I'm not sure what happens to him to make him because he's like clay, like mud, isn't he? So I don't know what happens to him to turn him into that.
A part of me is thinking he falls into a vat of something the same way Joker does.
I don't know if it's just bringing. Maybe I'm talking rubbish, but I'm sure there's a cream he uses to kind of manipulate his face to allow him to kind of change his face and
he uses it too much or something. He uses it too much,
and it turns him into the putty or whatever you call it.
That sounds right.
Yeah, interesting. Look forward to seeing what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Really cool.
Couldn't give a shit about this, mate.
You want to see an alien musical?
I do not. No,
I want to see an alien musical, man. So Bong Joon-ho, who's the director of Parasite and Mickey 17, has said he would love to do. He's asked what movie, if you could do any franchise movie, what would you do? He goes, I'd do an alien movie, but it would be a musical. And I'm like, give us that. I want to see that. Yeah.
If you're going to put money and effort into an alien movie, give us an alien movie where aliens killing people and monsters and shit. Don't give us a musical number.
I think Romulus would have been much more engaging if they broke out into song and dance.
You think what?
Romulus would have been much more entertaining if they broke out into song and dance at some point.
You seriously would like to see a musical with the aliens singing?
Oh, directed by Bong Joon-ho, absolutely. I want to see that. No, the aliens aren't going to sing.
They're going to the little mouth and side's going to be da 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 da.
You got to take this seriously, Pete. Come on.
How do you have a music? Come on. How do you have an aliens musical and it be serious in a horror? It's a piss take, surely.
No. I think it would be a straight a horror movie with singing. Stop telling us this shit. It's not news. It is news, man. It's a person said a thing. That's news. Yeah.
I'm with Fuzzy. This is bullshit.
Okay, right.
I'm not.
I thought it was interesting.
Moving on.
Had to pad out the show, man.
I don't want to see any more of that. Now, I like this actor. He's a good
Joe
actor. Joe Panacotta? Joe
Pantoliano.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I don't know. You fucking can't say Giancarlo Esposito, so don't give me shit.
I can't. Yeah. No matter how many times you tell us how to say it.
Every third name you fuck up. So he has joined we had kind of a slew of casting additions to the last episode. These are obviously film the roles and everything. It's just they're announcing that these characters are in it. So Joe I set myself up again. Pantoliano, known for Bad Boys. I know most for Bad Boys. He's in The Sopranos as well.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of great films.
He's in Daredevil. The Daredevil movie's Ben Urich in that. So he's playing a character called Eugene. Now this, I think, is Eugene in the game is not, we never see him. He's only have a reference. So very similar to Frank. So I think we're getting another, this will be they just create a backstory for this character and we see an episode based on. Joe, he's a pretty big actor.
Yeah, he's great.
I can't imagine it's a quick walk-on thing.
Yeah.
So
I like him. He's great.
Yeah,
he's
I think that this indicates that there's going to be another Bill and Frank-esque episode based on this character. So very looking forward to that. Well, he's a stoner kind of character. I think you find his weed stash in a big greenhouse.
Okay.
So yeah, cool choice of character. Great actor. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him in the show in a month.
Yeah. C4 Darkman saying he's in Goonies as well. I don't remember him in Goonies.
Never seen Goonies.
Like. James, you can't say stuff like that on these shows. You get eaten alive, man. You can't do TV.
We're on a horror show. Why does it matter if I've seen the Goonies or not?
Baby's Day Out. Yeah, love that one. We've got Andy, Perpetual Comics. Nice to see Andy. Hope you are well. Okie dokie. The Last of Us.
So on that topic, Neil Druckmann, the kind of press tour for The Last of Us show has started. As Neil Druckmann, who's the creator of the video game, made a comment. I'll just pull up the direct quote here. But previously, there's a documentary based on the second game called what did James just say? He hasn't seen the Goonies. Yeah, I've never seen the Goonies.
It's a disgrace, Andy. It's a disgrace.
It's all right.
What's all right?
To not see the Goonies.
It's not.
Why?
Because it's a classic. It's a classic. So? It's a classic.
There's so many movies that Goonies has some horror elements. Okay, we'll stick on. I'll be right back. Will we? Yeah. So previously, he's indicated that there's a plan to do a third game at some point in the future. So at the end of the documentary about the making of The Last of Us Part 2, it was like one of the last things he said was like, I didn't think there'd be another story, and now I feel like there's room for one. So on this new press story, he's now saying, this might be it. Like the first two games might be all that we get. He said, I wouldn't bet on there being a Last of Us 3. So someone just seems to have done a 180. So I don't know if he's just changed his mind or if he's, just lying. So it's a surprise when they do announce it. Like Naughty Dog is working on the Intergalactic game at the moment. So they have another game in the background development. I had assumed that was going to be The Last of Us 3. If it's not, we're not going to get a third game until 2035 or something like that.
But we've got the TV show to look forward to. That's out soon, so looking forward.
Yeah, but I want a new game because I feel like the first game ends, and you probably would you agree that like the way the first game ends, you could leave that story there.
I haven't played the game.
Yeah, but the show ends the same way.
Oh, right. You could end it there. They found kind of civilization as
I feel like the second game ends in a way that's like I would like to see where this goes. So like it makes more sense to have a sequel to 2 than to 1. So I hope there is. I'm
popular game. I'd be surprised if they didn't do a sequel because it would just crap money, wouldn't
and
it?
just to give the show more material to move forward with. Yeah.
What is this?
So we got some leaked, not leaks. One of the developers that was working on the Twisted Metal live service game that Sony was working on put on a resume some like screenshots. So they're kind of blurred out a little bit just because they're under NDA. But I've checked and other YouTube videos have put this up, so we should be okay. So it was like a live service. Now Twisted Metal is a car combat game. So I've only played Twisted Metal Black, but I don't believe there was ever any like on foot combat or anything in that. But you can see in the screenshots here, there's like shooting like Grand Theft Auto style. You can get out of the car and stuff. I just realized I put the same picture on the bottom twice. Yeah, that's my fuck up. There was another screenshot that looked.
You did one slide.
Well, you did. To be fair, you put screenshots of the fucking 2013 game up instead of the new
channel taken off the air by sharing NDAs, but
Okay, all right. Sure, yeah. So, it's interesting. I'm sad that this game's cancelled. I'm sad that it's cancelled. But I like Twisted Metal and like it looks like.
I like the TV show. I like the TV show. It got better as it went on. It started very poorly, but
still haven't watched it. I still have to sit down.
It's all right. I mean, the first few episodes I found a struggle because I think the acting's atrocious. But then I found myself watching it and, like I say, not necessarily loving it, but just intrigued and kept going with it. Yeah. So it didn't blow us away, but it was watchable. C4 Darkman, the Twisted Metal show is okay, but its budget did often have people in very clean outfits. Yeah,
that bugs me. Yeah, it's like a 1/6 figure with no weathering. It's like you don't believe it,
Yeah, fuzzy horror though.
Twisted Metal's spooky. Yeah.
Did anybody watch the show? Did you watch the show? I'd be interested to see what people thought because it was Anthony Mackie. Who plays the cop in it?
Isn't
Sandman, Thomas
Hayden Church?
Yeah,
and isn't Nev Campbell and
she's not
Rosa from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah, Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. The second season's out soon, I think, so it'll be interesting.
Very soon, I think, next month or the month after. It's big time for PlayStation adaptations because we got Until Dawn and Twisted Metal season 2.
Just a quick bit of toy news. We've shared some of these previously in other areas, but this is, we've had a big toy fair over the last few weeks. This is some of the NECA stuff. We've got some interesting Terrifier figures. I quite like those. They look very, very interesting. We've got an Evil Dead, Army of Darkness figures, but I love this Jaws 50th anniversary set. I think that looks cracking. It looks very, very cool. So yeah, if you're into your NECA figures, and they're always pretty decent prices, check those out. I'm not sure if we've shared this before. I wanted to put this up because I was on one of the toy websites and I noticed that this was up for pre-order.
I feel like we had a Howling figure up at some point recently, but I don't know if it was this one specifically.
It's interesting because it's years since I've seen the Howling, and I know we've talked before about the style of werewolf we like. That werewolf looks amazing.
That's a great werewolf design, I have to say. Hairy enough, monstrous.
Yeah. It's made us, I have to be honest, it's made us want to go back and check out The Howling. So I wouldn't mind adding that to the list because I think that would be an interesting film to watch.
I think after Leprechaun, we're not tied into anything, so we can do it then if you want.
We could do this instead of Leprechaun if you wanted.
No. Is it set on St. Patrick's Day?
Yes, there's definitely potatoes.
If you can send me a concrete link that we can say we're doing this one for Paddy's Day, then I'll do it. I'll give you it. Okay.
We'll do Leprechaun just for shits and giggles. Is he on his tiptoes? He's ballerina fuzzy, from what I understand. No, I think you're right. I think that's how they've got very...
That's how dogs' legs go.
Yeah, very strange toes and the way they bend. Like I say, since I've seen the film, this has got us intrigued though. I want to go and check it out. I do want to check it out.
I think one of the best posters ever made, I think, as well. I love that one.
Looks very cool, doesn't it? A little bit of comic news. So instead of reviewing some comics, I wanted to talk about comics that are potentially coming out. So not next week, but the week after, we have finally got the final issue number 9 of The Deviant. This is a series that I've really, really enjoyed. It's made for a movie or for a Netflix show or something like that. But as with a lot of modern comics, sadly, the delays have killed it. So it's been months and months and months between the last issue. This is basically the story of a horrific axe killer dressed as Santa Claus who killed a load of kids back in the day. They then arrest him and put him in jail. And in modern day, someone wants to go into the jail and kind of interview him and get the story of the murders and stuff like that. And then copycat murders start happening at the same time. So we don't know. They've done very well, I guess, keeping it a bit of a mystery because we don't know whether there's a copycat killer or whether they just never caught the real killer and it's the wrong person in jail who keeps saying he's the wrong person, all the rest of it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm hoping this is a satisfactory end to the series. It's been great up to now. I think you would like this one, James. I think when this comes out in a trade paperback, you should pick this up.
Yeah.
But like I say, definitely a great series for a little Netflix show or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
So that one looks interesting. This one looks interesting, coming out in the next few weeks. This is Crush Depth from Mad Cave. Mad Cave do some great comic books. This one just piqued my interest. It's about a sub where you've got two brothers on the sub who are wrestling for control of it, and you've got this chief science officer who's trying to kind of survive in the sinking sub, and then something infiltrates the sub, some kind of alien creature, I guess. That sounds amazing. An alien on a submarine sinking with just a few people on board. It sounds
that does sound very funny.
Street.
Yeah.
So yeah, really interested in that. Yeah, Andy, last issue, mate. Last issue. Fuzzy saying he has his idea of who the killer in Deviant is. Fuzzy, I'm really hoping it doesn't drop the ball. But Fuzzy, you're right. This is one of those books. It's a bit like Holy Roller. I feel I'm probably going to have to go and reread the last 8 issues to get proper benefit of reading issue 9 because I've forgotten all the intricacies of it. So yeah, I need to check out. Fuzzy just saying, Mad Cave, I'm having trouble getting books over here. Interesting stuff. Now, Fuzzy, for those of you that don't know, I mean, those that are in our chat will know Fuzzy's always here and he's always supporting. What I don't know if people realise is that he's also got a brilliant Instagram channel and he's always putting up some superb recommendations on there. So please do check out his Instagram page, because I spotted today that he's recommended this one, Stay Out of the Woods. This is a book that I completely missed. I didn't see this one, so thank you, Fuzzy, for sticking it up on your Instagram. This sounds right up our street, James. 3 young friends have to confront their old childhood fears, undead creatures that stalk the living, an agnamic tree that seemingly collects souls, and an ancient forest entity that seeks to reclaim these lands as its own. That sounds mint.
Tom Sawyer meets Pan's Labyrinth meets It. That sounds pretty cool. I like my little like modern fairy tale-esque horror stuff, so I think that sounds cool.
And it's part of it's Image Comics, but it's the Ninth Circle books, which are doing some great stuff at the moment. These are interesting books. They're like a square bound book, but they've done some great stuff.
There was the demon detective kind of thing.
Yeah, so the what do you call it, the Hollywood detective one, which was really cool. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Fuzzy saying Ninth Circle, like Distillery, but good. At least you get the books with these, don't you, Fuzzy? I mean, Distillery, it's just not good. Cancelling books left, right and centre at times. You have a rival One Good Scare channel, 73 subscribers. How dare they? Really? The nerve of it. The nerve of it. Not be as good as ours. Not be as good as ours.
Wouldn't it be funny if we wound up getting like one that just reposts our videos or something?
But did we not have an issue with the One Good Scare title at some point?
We couldn't get at One Good Scare because some random girl had it. And I was actually literally, I tried to reach out to contact her to say, could we just like buy it from you? Yeah. And I couldn't, I had no way of contact. I think I left a comment on one post she put on a thing or something, and I just never got an answer. So that's why it's One Good Scare Show, which infuriates me, and will forever, I think. So I don't know about another channel that's called One Good Scare, but
send with a link. Send us the link on Instagram, Darkman, and we'll have a look. Send with a link. I bet it's the same one. Fuzzy, it's me, Rumble. Maybe that's where Luke is. It's got his own channel.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Weren't him and Efren gonna go do a spin-off thing? Yeah.
2 good scares, so they're going to call it. Moving on. Oh, shit in hell, man.
This really looks atrocious, doesn't it?
Why you do this to me, honestly? So we're into the trailers section now, ladies and gents. So these are all on YouTube. I'd recommend you check some of them out just to see what we're talking about. This is the trailer for Bambi. Is that right, James?
Yeah.
Awful.
It's horrendous.
Friggin' awful.
This looks terrible. I think the worst part about one is that Bambi is so CG, so obviously CG. Like, there's not even close-up shots that use a practical, like a dummy or anything like that. But I think the other thing is that it looks like every jump scare in it is just the same animation of the fucking running towards them. Yeah. So it's like, it's bizarre, just so bizarre.
I'm not watching. This is not a one.
I think we have to.
Oh, God.
I think we have to watch this.
Yeah. It looks so awful, ladies and gents.
The saving grace for you, Pete, is that none of these do so well that it's worth doing like a tie-in I'll Be Right Back episode. Like if these things took over the world, we'd have to be covering fucking Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1, 2, 6, whatever. But they're just not like that popular really. Like they make enough money because they're so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuzzy saying it looks like a public domain film. Yeah, it is.
It is.
Darkman, I'll watch it because I'm a sadist. Yeah. I feel like this film is just an extended version of the trailer. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just running backwards and forwards.
But it was also just like a badly put together trailer as well. Do you know, like it's just cheap, very cheap.
But Mr. Keegan, because Mr. Keegan sends me the trailers that he makes us watch. This was like watching Shakespeare compared to this bullshit.
I feel the opposite. I thought this looked better.
God.
Because at least there's like a villain with like dialogue. Do you know what I mean?
No, this looked like an episode of like a really bad old TV show. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah. So this is, to my knowledge, unrelated to. There was a Rumpelstiltskin like horror series, or at least one movie, in the 90s. and this is I feel like there's like 3 or 4 of those. This isn't a reboot.
There was a Disney show, I can't remember, where all the Disney and fairy tale characters appeared in like modern setting, which was really, really good. Yeah. And Rumpelstiltskin was played by one of the guys from Trainspotting.
Is this Once Upon a Time?
Yeah, Once Upon a Time.
Yeah,
and he was superb in that.
He's also the villain. Superb. He's the villain in Shrek 4
That's
as well.
Right. That's
yeah.
right.
So like, yeah, but like also, I feel like this is a public domain on a specific version because it's not related to the one from the other horror movies. So looks like somebody visited my pork markets.
Yeah. I think this was awful. I can't believe you thought this was better than Bambi. The dialogue, the acting was just atrocious.
I feel like this could be a better film than Bambi will be. But they're both bad.
Moving on. Kevin Bacon.
I thought this looked pretty good, no?
Yeah, so I had heard nothing about this. This is a TV series.
Amazon's show. I was hoping you'd remember. Give me a sec. It's basically Reaper.
Yeah, he's
effectively just Reaper.
He gets killed and he comes back and he gets a job from the devil hunting escaped demons.
The Bondsman. It's called.
Bondsman, that's right, yeah. I thought this looked okay. I love Kevin Bacon. I think he's a phenomenal actor. I think it was going for humorous. Didn't really land for us all that often. But it's a show that I will definitely give a go. I'll watch a few episodes and just
on Amazon Prime, so it'll be up there.
Yeah.
Knock off Preacher. I get more Reaper vibes from it. I love Reaper, so I don't think we see someone I assume will play the devil in this at some point. Like there'll be a character that'll come into it or something like that. But I like the whole supernatural, demon hunter thing. I always find that fun. It's always good, and Amazon to be a big budget kind of version of that would be interesting.
Like I say, this show for me, the big attraction is Kevin Bacon because he is great. I will check it out for that and see how it goes. And we'll do some reviews on this show about that. Couple of quick reviews for you, James. I don't know if you've seen this. I've watched this.
Lisa Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Another Catherine Newton. No, I haven't.
Wow. Utter wank. This is.
I heard this was good.
Jesus, this is one of the worst things I've sat through. Now it tries very, very hard to be quirky kind of cult film, and I'm sure for a lot of people they'll love the quirkiness of it and the strangeness of it and stuff like that. I just found it an absolute slog to sit through.
Okay.
It's not meant to make sense, I don't think. I don't even know why I decided to sit and watch it. I have to be honest, because it was just there. So I think I put it on, and I wanted to stop watching it, but then I kept. Do you know when you have that thing where you think, no, this has got to get better. Something's got to happen here that makes us think this is good, you know. Right. And I just never got there with it really. Like I say, it really does have kind of cult all over it. It's one of those films that's so weird and so bad that people love it.
I thought so. This is from the same writer as Jennifer's Body, Diablo Cody, and she directed Jennifer's Body as well. But this is directed by Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter.
Okay.
It's the first movie, I think. So give her a bit of slack.
No, not for me. Let us know in the chat if anybody's watched this. Lisa Frankenstein. I'm glad I did. Do you know, because of this show, I take my wife to see all the horror films in the cinema, and that's not going well sometimes. If I'd taken her to see this, I think that would have been
divorce.
Yeah. Fuzzy tries to be Tim Burton. It really tries hard to be Tim Burton. The main female character here, we just talked about her earlier in the show. It's
Catherine Newton.
Yeah. She starts off very straight-laced, and then by the end of it, she gets kind of zanier and very Tim Burton-esque with strange body movements and things, and our entire character changes as the film goes on. By the end of it, she is quite engaging, and you kind of... I was watching it for her and for her strangeness, I guess. But I can't say I enjoyed the experience.
So not a recommend then, no?
Well, some people might love it. I mean, like I say, cult films are cult films because they are so divisive, I guess. You know, some people love them, some people don't. Give it a watch, mate. Give us a watch, and then let us know on the next show what you thought of it.
Well, we almost always disagree on our movie. Like our movie tastes are polar opposite.
Yeah. I mean, you'll love this, no doubt. Do you know what I mean? Mental. I then watched this.
Now, so I haven't seen the whole thing. I literally just found out about this today because I got one of those Facebook, a man is in a thing, and the AI voiceover. I just watched the whole thing because I was like, what is this? This looks interesting. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, check that out. Did this just come out, or did we both just happen to stumble on it?
I came across this maybe last week or something,
right?
Because of that exact Facebook kind of thing, So, ladies and gents, this is something you can go and check out. This is kind of leading on to our end topic, I guess. But this is a YouTube short, so it's only about 11 minutes long. I found it really intriguing. So it's an Australian film. The basic premise is that it starts off with the main doctor talking to you and telling you about this new process they've got in Australia, where basically, if you're committed of a crime, they're trialing this thing where the family of the person you've hurt gets to decide part of your judgment. So this individual, this Willie Bigham, has murdered and abused a kid, basically. So the father and his other two daughters, you never see the mother, kind of come to the prison, the hospital wing, and I think it's every month they're put in front of the glass, he's inside it, and they decide what part of his body they want to cut off. Once they are satisfied that he's suffered enough, they decide to end it.
It's a sign a letter of forgiveness or something.
Yeah, if they don't decide that, they just keep cutting bits off every month. And the short film is really about just watching him progress. So, like losing a hand at first, and then he loses a leg, then he loses another leg, then he loses his penis, and then it just progressively gets worse and worse. His eyes are taken and stuff. Really dark and interesting, but I absolutely loved it. It kept us at 10 minutes, about my attention span. 10 minutes kept us interested. Yeah. The acting in it was pretty good. I would really recommend people check it out. And just
I've seen the condensed minute long cut of it, but I was curious to watch that. It's on YouTube, is it?
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah. And that leads to our end topic. Which is free horror films on YouTube. So we've talked previously about some of these little short horror stories and 10-minute films, and there are, I think it's fair to say, varying levels of decentness, I guess, in terms of them. But there are some cracking little ones out there. So, was you seeing a laugh a minute? Yeah, the cut his tongue out, mate. So no, not really. So there are various levels of these shows, and some of them are great. And what I thought was, there's on that program, that site I look at where it ranks things, it's got our top 5 free YouTube shorts. So what I thought we could do is, over the next 5 weeks, we'll publicise which one we're going to talk about and get anybody that's watching, anybody in the audience, anybody on our Instagram to check it out. So we'll start with Creek. Have a little watch of it, and then we can talk about it on the show next time we're on. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good. I directed a YouTube horror short.
You did?
Yeah, in college.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Should we do that one as well then?
Throw it in there.
I'd love to
critique the shit out of it. I pulled it together in half an hour with 2 other students.
No, I mean, you need to share that, James, and we all need to critique it. Yeah. I bet it's about Scream. I bet it's Ghostface. Yeah.
No, it's more Michael Myers kind of inspired.
Andy says he's seen it. You've seen James's Little Horror. I mean, that's what SM calls it as well. You've seen James's Little Horror.
So he might have, because when you go into the channel that I comment on now, not my gaming one, but my private one, it's up there. So some people will just click on that, oh, James has a different channel, and then might have seen it. So
Okay, let's check.
It's shit. I pulled it together in half an hour. I literally just did it on the spot. But it's like, yeah, like it was a 2
once
minute.
saw a middle-aged man in a female bathing suit running in slow motion. Horrific. That sounds amazing to me, Fuzzy. I think that sounds like
I showed Jeff that yesterday. Or this morning actually. I was dating this last night. You'd never seen that the bathing suit
lucky
thing?
man. He's a lucky man. Lucky man. So we'll start off with Creek. We'll work our way through. Sleep Eyes. I haven't seen any of these, I don't think. You seen any of these ones?
I don't know. The only horror shorts I've watched, aside from like literally shorts, like, you know, is the Conjuring universe did a competition, and it was like 8 different countries ran this competition. It was the best horror film would be like officially inducted into the canon of the Conjuring world. So I watched all those. So I don't think any of these are those ones, but like, yeah. The Smiling Man, I know that, like, I've seen other things of that, and it's really fucking weird. So.
Yeah, we just need to be quite cautious with them, because a lot of these little horrors have been turned into full movies.
Yeah,
so
Lights Out.
The one that's rated the best is Lights Out, which we have talked about before. We made Efren watch, and he nearly passed out. It's a great movie. So I'm looking forward to people watching that, and we can talk about that one. Yeah. But they did make a big budget movie of it, which was Cack. So nowhere near as good.
What?
Did you not heard about the big budget?
No, did you just call it cack?
Oh yeah, well, it's got bad reviews. In terms of this one, it's not as good as the.
Not as good as this, but that's a pretty great movie, I think. In terms of like one of the better like short film adaptations, I think.
Okay. Oh, we'll have to check it out.
It was directed.
Reviews were after.
The guy that did Shazam. He wanted to do the Shazam movies. David Sandberg, and now he's doing Until Dawn. So he did the short as well. Like, he directed that first, and then he did the full length for it.
Oh, maybe check it out. Maybe he's added it to the list as well. So yeah. Okay, ladies and gents. So that's some of the small ones on YouTube. We will publicise it over on our Instagram page. Please do make sure you're signed up to that. We'll look at Creek first. We'll all watch it, and then we can have a bit of a chat about it. Yeah. I once directed my own home movie. Yeah, I'd love to see that, Fuzzy. Anyway, moving on. That's we're done for the night. James, what else is on One Good Scare at the moment that you want to mention to people?
Yeah, we have I'll Be Right Back on Dog Soldiers. That's up on the channel, so check that out. It's a good one. We also have standalone reviews for Companion and The Monkey, non-spoiler, and a couple of things. We're also going to have some of the like end segments go up as standalone things. So if you never saw the live show, there's like top 25 horror movies ever made, and best werewolf movies and stuff like that. And then doesn't last long. And then the next I'll Be Right Back will be on Leprechaun, and we'll have a Hard Eye spoiler review up soon. Leprechaun 2, yes, right. And our Hard Eye spoiler review will be up in the next few days as well. So enjoy that over the next week.
Good stuff. So lots of good stuff coming. Like I say, ladies and gents, we are very close to 500 subs. So please do encourage your mates, your friends, to jump onto the channel and have a little look-see, please. It would be very, very appreciated if you can do. Starma Sutra, Fuzzy, can I watch it, please? There you go, Fuzzy. You've got a fan. You've got a fan. Okay. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate you guys all spending time with us tonight. It is appreciated. Can I just encourage you, please? Good old Dr. Von Hoot is doing a live show at 10 o'clock, I believe, so just a few minutes' time, over on his channel, Dr. Hoot and the Spiral Verse. Please do go check that out and give him a bit of a watch. Let him know that you came from us, that was sent you his way. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. James, anything you want to add?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Wrong channel. Nice
yeah, it may not be.
Normally me that balls is that up. Normally me that balls that up.
I would have fully let you. Yeah. I wouldn't even realized. No, it's not Halloween, but I still think everyone's entitled to one good scare.